Hello and welcome to Solving SQL Problem 24. Today's problem is very easy. All we have to do is write a SQL query to get the second activity of a user. If the user had one activity, display it. So in this given data, we have Alice that made 3 activity. We're gonna get the second one based on the date. And the second one is dancing. And going to Bob has only one activity. If a user had one activity, we're gonna display it as it is. And this is our expected output, which is the second activity of Alice and the only activity of Bob, since he has made only one activity. Okay. There are many ways to do this. I'm gonna use window functions, and is a chance to be more familiar with them. You can try to solve this by your own. If you go to the description, you can find the link to this Google Sheet. And now let's get our hands dirty. All right, this is our table user activity. What I'm looking to get now is number of activities of each user. And I'm gonna need this to keep the user that has only one activity. I'm gonna display it as it is. Okay, and to get the number of activity of each user, I'm basically just simply gonna count number of activities of a user grouping by the username. Okay. Now I'm gonna say count activity partition by over partition by user name, and I'm gonna name this as number activity. Okay, so now I know that Alice has made 3 activities and Bob has made 1. Okay, now I'm gonna add another window function to know the second activity of each user. And basically look into Alice, you would see that I'm expecting to get 1 and 2 here, 3 and 1 here. Okay, since this is the second activity that Alice made, order by date, and I'm gonna use row number to achieve this. Row number over partition by username. I want the row number to be recomputed every time we have a new user. Okay, I wanna see 1, 2, 3. Then when we have a new user, Bob, I wanna see 1. So the grouping should be with username. This is, and this where we say that into the partition. I say partition by username, and I'm gonna display 1 for the minimum start date. Okay, this is why the order by should be with start date. Name this row number. This is start date. All right. Now we know the second activity of Alice. So since this row number displaying 1 for the minimum start date, and the second one is 2, 3, and so on. And the row number is recomputed every time we have a different username. This is why we have 1 here. All right. Now everything is clear. We're gonna display if the user has more than one activity, then we're gonna display the row where row number is 2, or if the user has one activity, then we're gonna display that row. Let me put this into CTE with CTE as, let's change this. Select. I'm gonna display the username, activity, start date, end date from CTE where number of activities is equal to 1, or row number is equal to 2. All right. Yeah. Now C is displaying the second activity of Alice as expected, and Bob, since he has made only one activity. I hope everything is clear. This is basically an easy problem. Thank you for following along, and I hope that you learned something new. And now see you in solving SQL problem 25.